There is both a horizontal and vertical aspect to each of our Infusion Church core values. Here we will consider the horizontal and vertical impact of continuous improvement. I determined years ago that I would abandon any pursuit of perfection in favor of achieving daily progress. You see, any morning you arise with the goal of being perfect, you most probably will lay down that evening acknowledging failure. And if this is your routine, your many consecutive days of failure will lead you to conclude that you can't do anything but fail. Conversely speaking, if you arise with the goal of doing better, you have a chance of tracking many days of success. Going to bed successful is a far better alternative. Succeeding at progress is far better than failing at perfection. As an Infusion Church core value, continuous improvement helps us to marry our desire to please God with His desire to maximize our growth and effectiveness. It also helps us to pull up in the areas of our religion and relationships. So I want to take a moment to introduce two concepts that address both the vertical and horizontal impact of continuous improvement: the art of living up and the art of living out. First, the art of living up. God does not choose perfect people, but He perfects the people He chooses. According to 1 John 2 and 3, He has claimed us as sons and daughters with full privileges right now. While we will eventually look like children, He is not embarrassed by our current state or our development curve. Additionally, we don't work for our soul salvation, even though we are called to work out our soul salvation. Working for implies earning it, which will cancel out us being saved by grace through faith. However, working out implies getting comfortable operating in it, or as I call it, living up to what I freely received. Not as a payment for it, but rather a response to it. The art of living up is our vertical aspect of continuous improvement. It addresses our guiding principles for faith, lifestyle, and worship. Now, the concept of living out is the horizontal aspect of our continuous improvement. Inspired by 1 John 4 and 7, this concept is specific to how we work out our soul salvation through our relationships with others. Think about it this way. When the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians 13 and 13, "Now abideth faith, hope, and charity," he showed us an upward attribute in faith, an inward attribute in hope, and an outward attribute in charity. And he said that the greater was the outward attribute, how we embrace and support our fellow man with real love. So God expects us to continually improve in our horizontal relationships until we can even love our enemies and do good to those who spitefully use us. Now that we talked about continuous improvement from the perspective of our religion and relationships, we should ask the practical question of how we measure continuous improvement as a church and as members. Let's start with the church. In what ways can we measure our continuous improvement? How about relevant worship and Bible instruction? Our commitment is to vibrant worship design that is neither stuck in the past nor influenced by secular trends, and the sound doctrine that is Bible-based, carefully communicated, and open to be respectfully scrutinized. We will invest the necessary time and resources to continually improve the quality of both our content and delivery for the glory of God and for the edification of our members. What about hospitality and new member onboarding? Our commitment to maintaining a sanctuary culture should be visible in how we develop and continually improve our visitor and new member experience. We will progressively design a 5-star process and survey every willing visitor and new member to discover ways to enhance the experience for those who will later visit or join. And here's another, auxiliary ministries. Some of our auxiliary ministries are at their core evangelistic extensions of our church, not exclusive to our members, but serving as our tentacles in the community at large. We will empower these groups with the training and resources to grow, serve, and cultivate new believers for the kingdom, as well as current and potential members for our church. These are but a few ways we can measure the continuous improvement of our church. But let's now consider in what ways you as a member can measure your continuous improvement. First, is your heart and mind open to learn and grow? We hope you are open to hear and investigate the sermons and teachings we deliver, and ask questions whenever any concept is unclear. When you fall in love with being challenged in the content and delivery of the Word, your continued growth will be evident to all. Second, are you able to voice your concern and share challenges? We hope you will truly buy into our sanctuary culture by peacefully voicing your concerns and challenges, and trusting us in these conversations to handle you with care. And third, are you committed to stand in the gap when and where needed? We hope you will gradually avail yourself to pray, serve, and support wherever there is a need that you are capable to address, and that you will become a role model for others who may learn from your example to rise to every occasion to serve within our faith community. It is a sure sign of personal growth when you can see the vision and feel compelled to run in it with us. As I conclude this topic, let me include a brief word about pruning. Passing through the vineyard ahead of his arrest, trial, and crucifixion, Jesus made a statement and used it as an opportunity to promote the concept of abiding in him and continuous improvement. He said, "Every branch in me that beareth fruit, his Father prunes, so that it can produce more fruit." Be it known to each of us that God is a God of productivity and progress. He doesn't leave the fruitful alone, but rather prunes the fruitful to maximize our fruitfulness. This is divine validation of continuous improvement as a core value. So expect to be lovingly challenged, and lovingly challenge us to improve upon our most recent progress. After all, the better we become, the more we will have to show for it before God and mankind.